Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And on the eve of one of the greatest moments in Croatian history and Croatian sporting history, we've got a small message from Cro2000. Sport uses the language of battle. Napadamo, branimo se, we attack, we fire shots, we break lines of defense. We frame national narratives around victory. We question our nation's virtue when we lose. And when all else fails, we call on God to intervene. My dear Croats, dragi Hrvati I Hrvatice, you know as well as I do that sport, and particularly football, will always be inextricably linked with our identity. And that's just not because of the game itself, but because in the heart of every Croat around the globe, the language of battle on the pitch represents a war that Croatians have been fighting forever, and still fight to this day. In France 20 years ago, the Vatreni gave the Croatian people a gift of hope. They gave back a gift to those thousands of families who had been through so much, who had had loved ones killed or missing throughout the war. They gave a gift back to those who fought for their people, to the branitelji who fought and survived, and to those who fought and gave their lives on battlefields from Vukovar to Dubrovnik and everywhere in between, all across Croatia and Bosnia-Herzegovina. It was a ray of sunshine to a country stumbling out of a bloody war. As Slaven Bilic recently said, da nije bilo toga, ne bi bilo ni tog kockastog dresa, ne bi bilo nas, ne bi bilo Vatreni, I ne bi bilo Hrvatske. Since that famous performance of Ciro Blažević's men in 1998, we've struggled to meet our expectations, and we've struggled when expectations were high. We're our own worst enemies, we'll say. Some have called it the Balkan mentality that has held us back. Some might even say that that's a metaphor for what maybe holds us back as a people. But if that has been the anchor that has held us back, then Zlatko Dalic and his men have found the formula for cutting the chain. And so too it has come to pass that 20 years later, our people's spirits are begging to be lifted one more time. And how they have been lifted. For a lot of people who are struggling and fighting out there, fighting their own demons, this may be all that they have. And just like a generation ago, our Vatreni have given them, and all of Croats, all around the world, another gift. Ladies and gentlemen, rarely does a sporting performance occur in the life of a nation that has the ability to define a whole people on the world stage for years, if not decades to come. However, the performance of our Vatreni in Russia in 2018 has done exactly that. The character and the class that our Repka have shown has been unsurpassed. Their flair in attack, their steadfastness in defence, their sheer will and pride and composure have been on show for the whole world to see. Their courage is infectious. On 3 separate occasions, we were down, we were losing in a match, and atypically, through sheer willpower and courage, we composed ourselves, progressed to the next round of the tournament. And ladies and gentlemen, it's important to remember that courage is not just something that springs out of the ground. Courage is not just a chance gift of nature. Courage is a moral quality. Courage is a choice. Courage is something that you have to bring up within yourself to do. And ladies and gentlemen, the moral quality of our Vatreni have been there for the whole world to see this month in Russia. People who follow soccer shouldn't be surprised by the technical prowess of a star-studded team that has your Luka Modric's, your Ivan Rakitić's, Ivan Perisić's, Mario Mandžukić's. It's not a shock that players from Barcelona, Liverpool, Real Madrid and Juventus have led their team to a World Cup final. But what is a shock is that in a world of 7 billion people, they come from a country of 4 million people and a people of only 9 million all around the world. And ladies and gentlemen, that second number is just as important. Without its diaspora, it is highly unlikely that Croatia would even be an independent country. And if the Croatian national team was only selected by people that were born within its borders, it too would only be a shadow of what it is now. This month's tournament has taken Croats on what could very well be the journey of a lifetime. If our track record is to go, it's hopefully the journey of a generation. However, what it does is it reminds us that there is something that unites us that is so much bigger than what divides us. It's a time where we can double down on what it means to be Croatian and be proud of who we are. It's helped us believe. More than just showing the world what we can do, it's about showing ourselves what we are capable of as Croatians. And sometimes that's the biggest gift that you can give to someone. That's the biggest gift that you can give to a people. That's the biggest gift that you can give to a narod. That they can achieve something and that they can achieve it on the world stage. I have no doubt that in a couple of hours' time, with God's help, we will be champions of the world on Monday morning. Mi ćemo biti prvaci svijeta, u to ne sumnjam. I don't believe in jinxing it or anything like that. But I do believe that we will avenge Lilian Thuram and the debacle of the Stade de France 20 years ago. However, regardless of the result, regardless of what happens, and regardless of even if we do end up lifting that trophy or not, I want to thank our captain Luka, our Raketa Ivan Rakitic, Super Mario Ivan Perisic, our rocks in defense Vidar Lovren, Strinic, Vrsaljko and Čorluka. Let's thank Rebic and Kramaric and Brozovic, our penalty shootout hero Subasic, the whole squad, and of course our coach Slavko Dalic. Thank you for inspiring us. Thank you for giving us hope. Because this is for all of Croatia. This is for Zagreb and Split and Osijek and Rijeka. This is for those who have suffered. This is for those who are still suffering. This is for the Croats in Bosnia and Herzegovina, for the Croats in the diaspora all around the world. This is for Vukovar and for Bleiburg. This is for all those who believe in everything good that comes with being a Croatian and who have pride at the Croatian blood that pumps through all of our veins. Whatever the result, don't let anyone play down this result that we have. On Monday morning, on Sunday night, wherever you're listening to this, say a prayer, and whatever the result, talk it up. Be joyous of what we have achieved, and let this moment make you a better person and a better Hrvat, wherever you are around the world. Don't let this be a once-in-a-lifetime thing, never to be repeated. Let it flow through yourself. Let it be a defining moment in your lifetime, and let it spur you to better things and remind yourself that Croatians can truly do everything. I'm Jakov Miljak, and this is Cro2000. Bogi Hrvati.